This is Mrs. B, your new art teacher, and I wanted to go over what it would look like doing an assignment where doing an assignment on Google Classroom where you would need to use the Google Drawings um, function. I don't know. That you would have to use Google Drawings to complete the art project. So I wanted to start you from the very beginning of the process. So let's say this is what we're going to use here, this example thing. So we're going to go into, like, pretend we're using our imagination. So we're going to click here and say that this is your Google Art Classroom. Click here. Got a bunch of assignments. Oh, look, there's a new one just from yesterday. So I'm going to click here, take a look at my assignment. And ordinarily there'd be, something here. It just says, here we go. But ordinarily there's some sort of explanation, an instruction telling you what your project's going to be. Here, private comments here if you want to talk just to me. I don't know that I'm going to let everybody do comments to the whole class because that can get a little confusing sometimes. But over here is where you'd have these documents shared with you. So this first one, it's just a Google Docs. Everybody knows what the Google Docs looks like, but we're more focused on the Google Drawings. So what you would do on this screen is just click here, and it's going to pull up another window. And here's my name up here because it's shared just to me. Everyone's going to have their own document. And now we're in Google Drawings. So when you're using Google Drawings, I'm going to try to go through all the tools as quickly as possible. Let's start with this row here. When you're using it, there's certain tools that you super duper need to know how to use. So these two arrows here, if you can imagine, undo, redo. So if you did something that you don't like, you press the undo button. If you look and you go, uh-oh, nope, I'm wrong, I wanted that. So then you press the redo button. You can only go back and forth between the last thing that you did. So if you changed something, you did undo, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 strokes ago that you drew something, a lot of things in between, you're maybe not going to be able to undo that far back. So just keeping that in mind. Undo, redo, bring back the thing you undid. Print, paint. You know what? Let's come back to that one because we don't have anything to paint yet. Zooming in, zooming out. So this is, you're not really going to need this. So let's just pretend that's not there. The select tool is I believe you'd use this just to move things around once you already have something. So now we come here and this is where the fun begins. So you have this, and last school year, my students had a hard time understanding, well, especially the younger ones. They weren't being experimental enough. You got to kind of like try everything and experiment with the tools. So here, this tool is just going to let me draw straight lines. Oh, look, I made a triangle. I can change the color of the line. I can change the thickness of the line. So I can go here and say the one that's highlighted there, let's make that thicker. I can make it a dashed line. What? I can even change it and make it, do I want it just a plain line or do I want it an arrowed line? This is getting wacky. And the end. So it's both sides. You can have it begin one way and end a different way. Very interesting. You could also make it a link. You're never going to need to use that. Add a comment. You can add a comment if you want to say something to me. And then these are a couple of things. You can actually do this with multiple options in Google Drawing. So size and rotation. I don't know that you really need that too much. Let me see if I use you see, remember I mentioned this arrow? Can I adjust things now? Yeah, look at me. Look at me. I don't know if I can spin it. So maybe that's where this comes in. This also comes into play when you're using pictures and words, I'm assuming. We'll get there. We have flipping. You can also flip it the other way. You can turn it 90 degrees. So if I do If I press that 3 times, it's going to bring me back to where we were. Oh, and that's even, oh, look at that. I didn't realize that. So if you only care to move it 90 degrees, you can do this. But if you have it, you want it to be more specific, you change the angle slowly. You can be more like picky about it. Okay. Anyway, so that's size and rotation. Again, that's something that you can do in with the shapes and the pictures. I'm not sure about the text. We'll get there. Position. This seems silly to me. I mean, I can just go here and grab it and move it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you see when you get that 4 arrow thing, you can just move it anywhere. So I don't know why. I mean, I guess if you really want something in the center that badly, just seems a little silly to me. But you see how these numbers are changing because they're telling you where on, because it's the, this is like math stuff. Uh-oh, sorry guys, math stuff. This is split into the X and the Y. So it's telling you where it falls within that region. So if I go over here, it should we get negative? Yeah, you see how it gets negative? This is all math stuff. I'm surprised I remember it. Feeling pretty good about myself right now. All right. So that's that. Positioning, rotation, it's just kind of like where you're placing it on your canvas here. So let's close that up. And then this really got me excited the other day. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm crazy, I don't know, but dropping a shadow on it. I'm trying to look, is there a shadow? Oh yeah, there's a little bit of a shadow. Can I make it more pronounced? Oh no, I made it go away. Hold on, we want it this way. This is gonna be more obvious when I put a picture down because this arrow is like, it's a bunch of dashed lines. Like there's not much to give a shadow to, so. But the shadow stuff is really cool. I'm going to save that for later. So just remember that. The reflection, let me make the shadow go away. So the reflection, yeah, there it is. So we can see the reflection. Same kind of thing you can do with the pictures, and I'm assuming, again, the text and the shapes probably as well. Transparency is how see-through it is. So is it super solid? Is it opaque? Or is it transparent? Like how much are you seeing through the item? The distance, how long the reflection is, I think. Oh no, far away. Oh, how far away the reflection is. Okay. Sorry, I had to mute my laptop. Let's see. And then this is there you go. That's how much of the reflection you're seeing. Very interesting. I don't know why I got so excited about this part, but I did. So let's shut this down. That's all formatting. So once you have something selected, like I got this selected and it'll give you a bunch of tools here. Watch, see, look, oh, they all disappeared. So I'm going to go in here. So this is kind of what I was talking about. Go into these lines. I can do a lot of different kinds of lines. I can do a line with an arrow on it, although I showed you before how you can change that to an arrow. I can do an elbow connector, so the line comes out like this. And if I select the arrow, I can also move this around and adjust what that line looks like. So if you wanted to do some sort of angled line like that, you can do it that way. And again, you can rotate it, you can position it differently, you can drop a shadow, you can do that with that line as well. Same thing, but a curved line. Curve. I think this is the one where it's like here. So I just clicked there, and then I'm going to click here. Click. Oh, look at, isn't that cool? So this is how you can make curved lines that are, you play around with a little bit more. Wherever you click, you get, so I started out by clicking up here, and then I clicked here, and that gave me that movement. So now I can click here. Did I do it? Yeah. And now I put a little anchor there, and it's letting me put another corner. And you see how it can adjust the whole line. Uh-oh, see? Oh, so now when I want to make it a shape, so I bring the beginning to meet the end, now it curves that as well. But I could keep going and just make like a huge shape. can go whatever way I want, and it'll curve around whatever way. And look, now it's a shape. As soon as I close it, it's going to turn into a shape. And again, all of these options come up here. Fill, can change the color of it. You can change the line color of it, the thickness of the line, what kind of line it is. You could make it a link if you wanted it to connect to a website. And then the same formatting options. So let's see if when I do the shadow, it's going to be more pronounced here. Angle, this moves the shadow around. Yeah, so you can see it moved up. Can I get more of a shadow? Oh boy, yes I did. Got exactly what I asked for. So now you can see the angle better. It's going to bring it to, depends on where the light is. If the light's coming from this direction up here, then the shadow's going to be down here. So that's kind of what you're playing around with. Play with the transparency of it. Is it super heavy? Oh boy. You can also change the color of the shadow, which is weird. I mean, it's kind of cool, but I don't know when you would need that. I mean, you know, to each their own. So we have the blurring of it. Look at how it gets so soft, or it gets super sharp. It's almost like you have another shape back there if you make it that sharp. And then here it's like you barely see it. It just looks like a smudge behind the shape. Anyway, I had a lot of fun with this the other day. So that's the formatting options. Reflection, same thing. So it's gonna reflect at the bottom, same thing as the line. So I'm not gonna cover that again.